the signs, that's the flags that you can get away from your sights and check on them all the time, so you have to know your game well. Taking it steady, Ferry, and it worked.
Yeah, some 20 seconds down on Legelic's time. By the time he finished the shoot, and he's 23 outside, so as you say, Mike, just an unrushed start from Bjorn Ferry, but he'll be delighted that the targets have gone down. Benny Vega, who went clear in the prone, is making a hash of his stand, and that is 3 misses too many if he wants to challenge.
Isn't that strange? Last week, Vega, it was his prone shooting that let him down, and now he's going to miss 3 this week in the stand.
Well, this man looks focused. Looks could kill. Solid, absolutely solid from Arndt Pfeiffer. I think he's going to be the mainstay of the German team this year. And it was only, what, 2-3 seasons ago where he amazed us with his performances in Oberhof, being brought into the relay.
Often that happens, doesn't it, when you're brought into a team without expectation, although he was thrown in to the relay team, and it came so good for him.
Now this man, Mike, pretty rapid in Sweden.
Incredibly, the fastest on-track ski time. You get the range time included. He wasn't the fastest overall, but actual ski track time, he was the fastest in the same case.
Still a couple of seconds down on Legelic's time coming out of the map, but still an impressive start from Rostoguyevs as we watch Benedikt Doll, 21-year-old German, just leaving the range. This is Semenov. Good solid prone shoot and the perfect standing shoot. What a day for him. And the Ukrainians starting to make a mark. Just what we needed. Now, 19:08 is going to be absolutely thrashed by Semenov. He's going to be well within a minute inside the leading time. And that will certainly give him a good start for the pursuit. Just over 18 minutes. 3.3 Ks to go for Semenov. Christiansen, another man off the Norwegian conveyor belt of brilliant biathletes.
You're absolutely right. Only 20-year-old. He's got 6 bronze medals, 3 silver and 3 gold at Junior World Championships. They make them great young. Oh, that was special. A little off the pace, though, when you compare his time to Legelic.
Yeah, 21 seconds or so, the margin as he left the mat. He might have picked up, because that's good drills coming off the mat. 19.2 for Christiansen. Encouraging start for him. Lukas Hofer pushing hard, pushing very hard. Now, let's see Legelic through the first shoot unscathed. Good start from him. Not quite as aggressive as last time, but it's still good technique, Mike. He doesn't have the quads of many of the biathletes on the tour at the moment, but the technique is nice and strong. The core area, the back and the stomach, looking very solid.
Yeah, the Canadians have a wonderful development program, you know, in the east and in the west. The French Canadians, and then on the west, mainly based at Canmore.
Karl-Johan Bergman, last year's winner. Is he going to do it again? The top 3 last year, incidentally, shot the perfect score, and we had 15 10 out of 10s from last season. And after a poor start here because of the wind conditions, certainly the prone shooting has started to improve. Top 14 are all clear at the moment.
Now, if Garanashev gets his shooting together, he's certainly one of the best on-form skiers. He has a chance to win this one, but he needs certainly 9, even 10 to take the victory.
Well, I was going to say, who do you think can afford to miss 1 and still win?
Probably just the big names, Foucault, Svensson. They're really the 2 that can pull something special out of the performance.
In a straight ski race, who would you fancy between those 2? After Foucault's performance in the cross-country World Cup, you might go for Svensson, but having watched Foucault win the sprint in the pursuit, he's still pretty strong.
He's still very strong. It would be tight. I think they're so equally matched. Garanashev missing his first 2. He made adjustments. His chance is gone.
That's depressing, isn't it? All this way. to miss a couple of targets, you know your day is done. Not only have you ruined your Friday, you've ruined your Saturday as well because of the starting position you're going to get in the pursuit.
Well, the coach Lukukov for the Russians, they must have realised Garanyshev was one of their favourites for a podium today. But there again, the Russian team have come into this season so strong and improved.
Yeah, Russia have 6, 8 and 13 in the World Cup standings at the moment, compared to last year, 13, 29 and 33. So it is a much better start, and just what we were expecting. They, of course, are putting huge amounts of resources into preparation for next year's Olympic Games. This year. 8:22 the time. He's slightly outside the time, Mike.
He's slightly outside it. Nobody's really come close to Suman's early time. Landetinger now 4 seconds. So 3-4 clicks to the right, so into the wind. He's made the right height adjustment as you'd expect.
Simon-Ada, incidentally, you might just have seen him leaving the shooting mat. And that is good news for Simon-Ada. He was leading, in fact, he had a very good time after the first shoot of 8:30.8, only beaten by Legelic, and here he comes. Is this going to be the new leading time? 17:59, it is. He's 1.5 inside. It's tight, it's very tight, and shortly we're going to see Legelic coming in for his second shoot. He started number 25, some 3 minutes behind Simon-Ada. Landetinger. Big feet in the background.
That's the way to do it, and to set the second fastest time, he was only 4 seconds off Suman. This surely has to be a new lead time.
It's going to be close.
Well, that's Legelic's fast shooting on the range.
Well, 0.9 of a second, nothing between those leading two, but great news for the Austrians. They'll be looking forward to the relay on Sunday. Don't forget, they've won that one before in dramatic fashion. I think that's one of the best races I've ever seen. Now, 3 misses from Suman early on, put him out of contention, but he recovered well, skied well, shot well in the stand, and he may be one of the big movers in the pursuit if he can go clear.
Suman's time, what was that, 27:20, I think. I'm quite sure the winning time, in fact it was 27:49, surely the win time will be about 25:45.
Well, the winning time here last year, 24:41 with a clear shoot. That was Karl-Johan Bergman. Exactly the same course. Obviously the snow is different, and the snow perhaps not quite as quick, much more artificial snow last year.
That's right, I think it's a little slower, and dry new snow as well. Lucas Hofer, he's just taking his time here. Quite right, you don't want to push your pace. The 2 orange clamps, if you like, on his barrel, they're 100 grams each. Just adding a little extra weight.
Seems a little crazy, Mike, to shave down the weight on the rifle and then shove it back on, but it's all about where the weight is.
Well, it is. Legelic sadly missing one there. That's right, the rifles can be dangerously light. I say dangerously because you just cannot keep them steady when the heartbeat is going through the rifle.
17:59 from Simon-Ada is still under threat from Legelic because he's on to the penalty loop. That will take him some 21-22 seconds as we watch last year's winner. We'll try and spot Legelic's time as he comes off the penalty. Nice start for Bergman. 8:22 the fastest time. He won't match that, but he'll be close enough to challenge. Out goes Legelic, and we've got Bergman on the clock at 8:29, and Legelic's time is 17:55. So despite missing a target, he is still 3.5 seconds clear of Simon-Ada of Austria. Now that could mean that Simon-Ada was saving something for the last lap here, and that certainly would be worth 5 seconds. It could also mean that Legelic is on the form of his life.
Legelic is on the inspiration from a victory last week. It's released something special, something new to Legelic's performance.
But he went so hard on that first lap, Mike. my money would be on Ada being able to pull back a bit of that 3.5 seconds. We'll watch it, we'll try and pick up the splits as they go around the last loop, but at the moment those are the two looking as though they're going to be on the podium at the end of the day. But thankfully today we have some big names starting in group number 4, and in fact we got Martin Fourcade, who goes in at the very back of group number 3, number 83. Then of course we've got Vincent J, the Olympic sprint champion, 88. Always draws people's attention, but he hasn't really done anything since that race in Vancouver. Oliana Bjorndalen goes 91. We've got Labi Lund 95 as Arndt Pfeiffer goes out with 1 miss. And the last of the big names, I think, really is Emil Hegler Svensson. Number 98, he starts.
Ustigoff just not putting himself under any risk, not chancing shooting fast. He's being very deliberate. And it works.
It's a controlled shoot, and he is, well, he's only 2 seconds behind the time set by Legelic after his prone shoot. So it's going to be very competitive. 1.3 outside the leading time. Good work from Ustigoff.
Ustigoff was the 4th fastest skier in this race last weekend, so he is a man on form.
Dmitry Malishko is the fastest skier on the track so far, who started number 47, and his split time into the first shoot, very, very good indeed. Christiansen, clear in the prone, 17.55, the time he's after. Christiansen some 25 seconds outside Legelic's time, so even if he goes clear, I think he's going to be a couple of seconds off the pace. Oh, fantastic.
It's just so
fantastic. What fun to be a Norwegian coach and see that day after day.
And I think Christiansen too, he's competed in 5 junior world championships, and that gives you this feel, the big day feel, so experienced by the age of 20.
5.6 seconds, Mike, again. It's a question of how much he's saved for the last 3.3 kilometres. And you might expect someone with his lack of experience at this level to have made mistakes, but I think we could see a good pace over the last lap. At the moment, it is Legelic of Canada who leads after the second shoot. Landertinger through the 5.5 kilometre stage. He's only done 1 shoot, but still he has the fastest time, and that's a very impressive start from Landertinger. We can tell you that Legelic of Canada is still keeping the pace going on the second lap, and he's got a lead now of 5 seconds over Simon Ada. And they are both being chased by Christiansen of Norway. Christiansen, though, looking a little bit fatigued in the early part of his final lap. Beatrix of France, that's a nice start from him. 8.08, this is quick, Mike. And Pinter's time of 8.21 could well be matched here.
Well, Beatrix, he went all the way to the right-hand side of the shooting range, therefore getting out quick, and he's picked up